Since childhood, we are taught never to accept anything from strangers or share personal information with them. But what happens when you ignore both of these things? Today's story is about a true incident involving 16-year-old Kara Robinson, an ordinary girl like you and me, but one who is mentally very mature. We see her at her friend Jessie's house. Both Kara and Jessie had a sleepover the night before because Jessie's parents were not at home. During their conversation, Kara suggests they should stay at another friend, Clara's house, since her house is much bigger. However, she knows she needs permission from her mom first. Kara calls her mother, Sarah, who is a working woman. Sarah has never refused Kara for anything because she trusts her daughter. Keeping that in mind, Sarah gives her permission, and Jessie's mom agrees as well. As they are planning, Jessie steps into the washroom, and Kara goes outside to water the flowers. While she is busy, Kara notices a black sedan driving past the house repeatedly. Initially, she ignores it, thinking it might just be a coincidence. But when it happens again, she becomes cautious and looks more carefully. The car stops, and an adult man steps out with a book in his hand, approaching her. Kara assumes he might have something to ask. The man approaches her and asks, "Are your parents at home?" Kara replies honestly, "No, this isn't my house. It's my friend's house." And that's where she makes a critical mistake. Suddenly, the man points a gun at her neck. He gets closer and says, "Get into the car quietly, or I'll shoot you right here." Kara freezes. She silently walks to the car and gets in. She knows that screaming could risk her life, and at that moment, she isn't ready to take that chance. The man drives away, and Kara begins crying silently in the trunk. She doesn't know where she's being taken or what will happen to her. At one point, the car stops near a bridge, and Kara contemplates running away, but fear holds her back. What if he shoots her? Before she can act, the man opens the trunk, ties her hands and legs, and stuffs her into a plastic storage container. Back at Jessie's house, Jessie comes out of the washroom and notices Kara is gone. The water Kara was using to water the plants is still running. Jessie knows Kara wouldn't leave without telling her, and she starts feeling uneasy. Panicked, she calls Kara's mom, Sarah, and explains everything. Sarah, without wasting any time, contacts the police. The police arrive at Jessie's house but aren't convinced that Kara has been abducted. They assume she might have run away from home or gone somewhere with a boyfriend. Frustrated, Sarah calls Kara's boyfriend Ryan and asks if Kara is with him. Ryan denies any involvement and insists that Kara would never do something like this. Meanwhile, Kara reaches the man's house. He takes her out of the container and leads her into his bedroom. As Kara enters, she begins observing everything carefully, trying to understand her surroundings. Kara notices that the room is filled with strange and unsettling items, things that could easily be used to harm someone. Soon after, the man sits down with a notebook and starts interrogating her. He demands answers to deeply personal questions: her parents' names, her address, their phone numbers, her level of education, and even if she's a virgin. He even asks for her body measurements. The cruelty in his eyes is evident. His obsession is sickening, especially knowing that Kara is around the same age as his daughter. Despite being horrified, Kara tells him everything he asks, hoping to avoid further harm. The man then coldly states, "From now on, you will obey everything I say. You will call me Mister. If you try to escape or do anything wrong, I will kill you." The man proceeds to violate her in a way that leaves deep emotional wounds that Kara knows she will carry for the rest of her life. When it's over and Kara regains some composure, she begins to notice things in the room. There's a hairbrush with strands of hair on it, and some cream typically used by women. This convinces Kara that another girl lives in this house, but she doesn't know who it is or where she might be. Afterward, the man leads her out to the living room, where he forces her to sit on the sofa and watch adult movies with him. Meanwhile, Kara's mind races. She knows that the longer she stays here, the worse things will get. She begins to observe her surroundings, desperately looking for an opportunity to escape. However, the man shadows her constantly, leaving her with only 2 or 3 minutes of freedom at a time, nowhere near enough time to make a move. Kara realizes she must be strategic. She starts engaging him in conversation, pretending to go along with everything to gain his trust. When she asks for his name, he surprisingly tells her, Johnny. He says he owns a shop, but when she tries to ask about his family, he quickly shuts her down. Johnny is no fool. He knows exactly why she's asking. He warns her, "When I'm done with you, I'll let you go. But I don't know when that will be. And if you go to the police afterward, I'll make sure your mom pays for it. She'll never be able to show her face again." Several hours pass, and Johnny takes Kara back to the bedroom. By now, Kara understands his patterns and begins carefully observing everything about the house. She notices a calendar hanging on the wall with a name scribbled on it, Johnny's family doctor. There's also a marked date 2 days away, labeled Disneyland Return. Kara realizes there must be another girl in this house, someone connected to Johnny, and she'll likely return in 2 days. Night falls, and Johnny once again mistreats Kara in the bedroom. Later, he brings her out to the living room in the same condition and forces her to sit with him. He turns on the news, expecting to see headlines about Kara's disappearance. But to Kara's heartbreak, there's nothing. No one has reported her missing yet. There are no alerts, no news reports, nothing to suggest anyone is looking for her. Seeing the empty news coverage, Johnny smirks and cruelly says to Kara, "Nobody cares for you. That's why there's nothing on the news. Nobody cares." These words hit Kara hard, and she breaks down. It's been over 12 hours since she went missing, and it seems like no one is searching for her. Meanwhile, on the other side, we see Kara's mother, Sarah, desperately trying to convince the police that something terrible has happened to her daughter. She connects with all her sources, begging for help, but no one takes her seriously. After much pleading and persistence, an old police officer finally agrees to file a report and officially starts investigating the case. The scene shifts back to Kara, who is about to face the scariest night of her life. Johnny allows her to go to the washroom, alone. This is a golden opportunity for her to escape, but something holds her back. When she returns, Johnny is enraged. He tortures her more and presses a gun to her head. He threatens her, saying, "If you try anything, I've recorded everything. I'll leak it, and you'll regret it forever." Kara apologizes, but Johnny continues his cruel behavior. He torments her with strange and painful methods before tying her hands and legs and forcing her to sleep beside him. Exhausted from the ordeal, Kara eventually falls asleep. When morning comes, Kara wakes up to find Johnny still sleeping soundly. This is her chance. If she doesn't act now, she knows she'll regret it for the rest of her life. With quiet determination, she works on loosening the screw of the handcuffs. After much effort, she frees her hands and uses them to untie her legs. Now free, her biggest challenge is the main gate, which is bolted shut with a heavy wooden block. Somehow she manages to move the block. The gate finally swings open, and Kara steps out under the open sky. But there's no time to celebrate. Johnny could wake up any moment, and she knows he's deranged enough to shoot her if he sees her escaping. Without wasting a second, Kara runs to the road where she spots a car approaching. She frantically waves it down and begs the people inside for help. They agree to take her to safety. The next scene takes us to the police station, where Kara recounts her horrifying 18-hour ordeal. Frustrated by the lack of urgency, she says, "I've been missing for 18 hours. What are you all doing?" She tells the officers everything she can remember, including key details about Johnny and his house. He has a lot of bird cages, always keeps his windows closed, and drives a black sedan. One officer recognizes the description and takes Kara to the house she escaped from. However, as expected, Johnny, whose real name is revealed to be Richard, has already fled. He must have woken up and discovered Kara's escape. Despite his absence, the police searched the house thoroughly. Everything Kara described is there, exactly as she said. The bird cages, the tub, and even the dreaded box Johnny had been so protective of. When the police open the box, they're horrified. Inside, they find remnants of countless other victims, personal belongings, photos, and items that tell the stories of many girls who had suffered at Richard's hands. The police also uncover newspaper cuttings in Richard's house, detailing stories of girls who had gone missing years ago. Meanwhile, Kara is taken to the hospital for a medical examination. Thankfully, there are no severe physical injuries, but the emotional wounds are a different story. The officers dig into Richard's background and track down his family. They find his wife, Janelia, at his mother's house, along with the infamous black car Kara described. When questioned, Janelia refuses to believe the accusations, insisting that Richard is a good-hearted family man. However, her sister reveals a key detail. She had spoken to Richard the previous night, and he mentioned staying at a motel. The police race to the motel but find no sign of him. It seems Richard had been tipped off. Meanwhile, Kara begins her journey back to a semblance of normalcy. However, her friends' whispers and judgmental looks make it difficult. The police advise her to stay at home for her safety, as Richard is still on the loose. But Kara feels suffocated. The constant reminders of being a victim weigh heavily on her, even though she knows she is a survivor. Meanwhile, the police receive intel that Richard is back in the city. Officers are deployed throughout the area, and after a tense operation, he is finally apprehended. However, instead of facing justice, Richard chooses an easy way out. He takes his own life. Kara isn't satisfied with his escape. She wanted the world to witness his evil, to learn from it, and to ensure no one else would suffer as she had. Friends, this entire story is based on a true incident that happened in America in 2002. How did you like this story? Let us know in the comments below. See you in the next video.